So I always think of things I want to share with you when I'm out running in Acadia National Park, but it might be an excuse for me to stop running. So I was jogging. I was like, I have an idea. But I just wanted to share one thought that popped into my mind was if you're struggling to make some challenging life decisions, work decisions, career decisions, should you change jobs? Should you start up something on the side? Should you buy that boat? Is my philosophy is I don't ever want to get to, the end of my life, whenever that might be, hopefully long time from now, and have a life of regrets. So when you kind of imagine yourself, in the future, in the distant future, hopefully a long time from now, do you want to be regretful and being like, gosh, I wish I had taken that class. I wish I had gotten a different degree. I wish I had started that online business. I wish I had bought that boat that I was looking at. And I don't want to, I don't want to look back on my life and be like, geez, I wish. What if I had done this? What if I had done that? And when you're making a challenging decision, I find sometimes thinking in the future, what will you be thinking when you reflect back? So one of the things when I was deciding whether I should promote my online business, I was a university professor, do I do it just as a hobby or do I decide, let's try to make it more? And there was a thing that made the difference in part of the difference. A lot of things made the difference in making the decision, but I had gotten another skin cancer diagnosis. I've had multiple basal cells. And I remember driving down the New Jersey Turnpike when the phone call came. And at the time I was thinking about, do I invest in a expensive business coaching program to help me get my online business expanding? And I got that phone call and I was thinking about, looking in the future. And I didn't want to look back and say, what if I had done my own online business? What if I wonder what would have happened. I wish I had tried to start a career where I could have left the university, right? And I also envision, what if the next 2, 5, 10 years was the same old? And that's when I kind of made this decision. I was like, I don't want to reflect back. I want to make the investment and learn how to grow my online business. And if it's not successful, at least I can look back and say, I gave it a try. I tried it. I found out. And the knowledge I learned in the meantime knowledge stays with me forever. And I didn't want to, years later, be like, gosh, at the university, still teaching. And I didn't want to reflect and say, gosh, what if I had actually tried to get my online business bigger? What if I had tried to actually be more serious about it? Where would I be now today? And again, there's a lot of other things involved in that decision, but that was one thing that I find is really helpful is I look back and it was like, am I going to look back later in life and be like, I wish I had, or I wish I hadn't. And so, I don't want to live a life of regret, and reflecting back. And so I went for it. I did the program. I hired a coach. I learned all about online businesses. I built my own online business. I ended up leaving the university and I've got this, amazing business, this amazing lifestyle. I moved to Maine and none of this would have been possible if I hadn't been willing to take the risk, but also willing, even if it didn't work and even if I failed, my desire to not have regret was stronger than taking the risk. So I didn't want to look back and say, what if? So I took the leap and I did it. And even if it hadn't worked, again, I would have figured something out. I would have done something different, but I didn't want to live a life where I went back and said, what if? I wish I had, what if? And so, So if you're thinking about making some important decisions right now, just envision yourself, in the future, envision yourself, end of your life. Do you want to reflect back and say, did you do what you wanted to do and what was important to you? Or was it just maybe fear holding you back or lack of education holding you back? But that's kind of my thoughts I wanted to share with you today. So back to my running.